Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about reproductive health. Reproductive health is in class 12 CBSE syllabus. And the part 2 will focus on medical termination of pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases. And generally, there is one question in the NIT examination that basically focuses around this area. So now we will see what we have in these topics. So, medical termination of pregnancy. To understand this, we need to first discuss what is abortion. Abortion is a very common word and most of us might have already heard about it. So, abortion refers to the premature expulsion of the products of conception from the uterus. That is, it refers to the premature expulsion of the products of conception. And what are the products of conception? That is the developing embryo. The embryo that is in the womb of the mother from the uterus. An abortion may be of two different types. It can be spontaneous or naturally occurring. And if it is naturally occurring or spontaneously occurring, it is also known as a miscarriage. In certain situations where the body of the woman cannot carry the embryo, there are miscarriages that might occur. And the second type of abortion is the induced abortion, or that one is intentionally performed. And when it is intentionally performed, it is called as induced abortion, and it is also known as medical termination of pregnancy. So this term, medical termination of pregnancy, is when a particular abortion is induced or it is intentionally performed by the will of the parents. In India, MTP was legalized in the year 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. And what misuse was going on where there were increased cases of female feticides, So these restrictions are very important to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticides. Therefore, in India, it was legalized in 1971 with strict conditions. So, the medical termination of pregnancy or MTP is done to get rid of unwanted pregnancies because it is like an induced pregnancy with the will of the parents. So, it is done to get rid of unwanted pregnancies, and these unwanted pregnancies can arise due to various reasons, The first one is casual unprotected intercourse. If you had a casual unprotected intercourse with a person, you might get pregnant. There are high chances, If you do not use an active contraceptive method, then it is very much likely that you might get pregnant. And if you are not ready to have the baby, then the option is to go for medical termination of pregnancy. The second condition where you have to get rid of the pregnancy is when there is failure of contraceptive that is used during coitus. So in this case, you were careful enough to use a contraceptive agent, but unluckily it failed. Like for very few people, sometimes the condoms can break and this can lead to the women becoming pregnant. And if the parents are not ready, then they can go for medical termination of pregnancy. In case of rapes, where the woman becomes pregnant, she can definitely opt for medical termination of pregnancy if she doesn't want to carry the baby. And the fourth one is in certain cases where continuation of pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal either to the mother or to the fetus or both, So in this case, what happens is that the mother really wants the child. She wants to have a baby. However, her body does not allow the pregnancy to take place normally and it could be harmful or even fatal. And in these conditions, the mother must go for medical termination of pregnancy. So, medical termination of pregnancy is considered relatively safe during the first trimester, that is up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. So, let's look at the pregnancy stages, So, for the pregnancy stages, there are three trimesters, the first trimester, the second trimester and the third trimester. And after the third trimester, there is birth of the baby taking place. So the first trimester includes the first 3 months, this includes the next 3 months and this includes the next 3 months. So the 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. So this is the whole condition. MTPs are considered relatively safe only during the first trimester, that is this period, which is up to 12 weeks, which is approximately 3 months, So the first trimester or 12 weeks or 3 months is the time period where they are considered safe. In the second trimesters, they can be performed, but they are relatively risky. And MTPs should be performed legally by qualified doctors, You should always go to a qualified doctor if there is a need of medical termination of pregnancy. And if you really have decided in the beginning that you do not want to have the baby, it's relatively safe to go during the first trimester. So this you should really remember because there are sometimes, questions from here in the NEET examination. Like, when is it safe to have medical termination of pregnancy? You should remember either the first trimester up to 12 weeks or 3 months. So the next topic for this video is the sexually transmitted diseases. So diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called as sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. So these three terms, reproductive tract infections, venereal diseases and sexually transmitted diseases, are like for the same terms but different names, but they are most commonly known as sexually transmitted diseases. And sexually transmitted diseases, they can be caused, by various different organisms. And now we will have a look at all the organisms that can cause the sexually transmitted diseases. So the diseases like syphilis and gonorrhea are caused by bacteria. So let's say if one person, let's say the man has syphilis or gonorrhea, and if they have an intercourse with a woman, there are chances that the women can easily get transmitted with this bacteria and can get syphilis or gonorrhea. Then are the viruses. And the viruses, the diseases are HIV, which is very common and a lot of us might already know about it. Hepatitis B, genital herpes and genital warts. Chlamydiasis is caused by chlamydia. Trichomoniasis is caused by protozoa. Enterobiasis by nematode. Scabies by arthropods and candidiasis by fungi. So all these different organisms can cause these different sexually transmitted diseases, So it can happen during an active intercourse when one partner is already carrying a disease and it can transmit during having sex to the other partner. So it is quite important that this table should be learnt for the NEET examination, because generally there are questions from this table. They will ask you they might ask you which of the following is not like a sexually transmitted diseases. So the best way to learn this table is to write it down and go through it a couple of times a day, and in few days you will remember all these diseases. Okay, so some of these infections, like hepatitis B and HIV, so they can also be transmitted by sharing of injection needles, surgical instruments, etc. with infected persons. They can also be transmitted by transfusion of blood, or they can be transmitted easily from an infected mother to the fetus too. So the sexually transmitted diseases, in addition to being transferred during an active coitus or during having sex, hepatitis B and HIV in addition can also be transmitted by sharing of injection needles. So it's very important that the healthcare practitioners always use fresh instruments and fresh needles, and even you should be cautious enough whenever you are getting injections that you make sure that they take fresh instruments every time. Sometimes it can also be by transfusion of blood, like let's say somebody urgently needs blood and there is no time, then in these cases, not a lot of tests are performed, and therefore transfusion of blood can also result in sexually transmitted diseases of hepatitis B and HIV. Or it can go from the infected mother to the fetus. HIV and hepatitis B, they are commonly transferred from the infected mother to the fetus. So except for hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infection, other diseases are completely curable, but if only they are detected early and treated properly, So if you fear that you might have certain sexually transmitted diseases, it is very important that you go to the doctor immediately and get yourself detected, and if you are positive, get yourself treated very nicely. Early symptoms of most of these diseases are minor, and they include itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swelling, etc. in the genital region, because they are sexually transmitted diseases. So let's say you had an active coitus with a person, and immediately after that, or if you have transfusion of blood, or if you got some injections, etc. And after that, especially if you feel itching, fluid discharge, pain and swelling in the genital region, you must immediately go to the doctor and get yourself detected, because early detection can help in curing the disease much nicely. And the last is that the infected females, they may often be asymptomatic and may remain undetected for long, which is not a very good situation, but this might happen in certain cases. So therefore, prevention or early detection and cure of these diseases are given prime consideration under the reproductive health care programs that are initiated by the government. So the incidence of STDs are reported to be very high amongst persons in the age group of 15 to 24. And this is the age group to which most of you belong, most of the students belong. So of course the chances of a 5-year-old kid having sexually transmitted diseases is very low, because a 5-year-old kid will not have sex, and their reproductive organs are not well developed. But this age group, this is a very reproductively active age group, and therefore the chances of STDs are very high. Although one could be free of these infections by following some simple principles. So you should avoid sex with unknown partner or with multiple partners, and this is because you don't know where the partner comes from, what background they have, and what background of infections they are carrying with them. And therefore you should try to avoid having sex with an unknown partner or multiple partner, because you don't know where every person is coming from. Always and always use condoms during coitus. This is a very important point, to prevent, because condoms, the best advantage of using condoms, as we discussed in part 1 also, is that they provide protection against the sexually transmitted diseases. So therefore always use condoms while having coitus. And as we discussed before, in case of doubt, one should go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with disease. So these are the ways that you can try to avoid these sexually transmitted diseases. And the major questions will again revolve around which of the followings are sexually transmitted diseases, and also which is the age group, why it is possible that this particular age group can have STDs and why not age group of smaller people, and things like this. Thank you for watching the video.